as godly women, we have got to speak the things that what they may not be, but we have to speak them as they are.
Right.
I'm not speaking, give me a Cadillac. No, I'm saying the things of my kids is what's important to me. Though she is a child, and I have to come to the understanding that she is a child, and let her be a child.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
See, so she can get those childish things away from her now, and that she can grow up and be the godly woman or whatever God has placed in her and my son. Esther truly came to the kingdom for such a time as this. Esther learned the beauty of God's plan for her life and the usefulness to him and his people. She grew from seeds that were sown of soil and the soil of pain and sorrow. Esther's life was not easy. She lost her parents at a very young age. Her cousin Mordecai raised her.
Right.
Then she was taken to the king's palace. And I watched that movie, A Night with the King. Ladies, and if you have not watched that, I would encourage you to watch it. I just cried again. There's my emotions. But I looked, and one of the things that she said that really touched me, and I kind of was talking to Linda about it, it was really neat because they took all these women to like this huge room, and it had like all this jewelry everywhere. Ladies, it would be heaven for some of us. And this is real jewelry. So these are real diamonds and rubies and emeralds. So it was just so awesome to see this place. But she stood back as all the other girls went in, and they were like, oh, I want this, I. It was all these eyes. And she looked at the man and she said, what would the king like for me to have?
Right.
What would please the king? Ladies,
That's right.
what in your life is pleasing to the king?
Amen. That's good.
See, he has his scepter out to you, and I'm talking about the Lord. He is the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. And what does he require from you?
Amen.
And what are you wanting from him?
Right.
Because see, sometimes we think that God doesn't care about our needs. But in those times of loneliness, if you need to come to the King and say, God, I'm tired of being lonely.
Right.
I'm tired of no one being able to understand how I feel, where I've been.
Yes.
I have no idea where I'm going.
Right.
You present that to the King, and he's not going to turn you away
That's
and kill
right.
you. He's going to say, my daughter, my queen, I love you.
Yes.
I want you to seek me just as much as anything. He wants you to be his lover.
That's right.
Like what Amika said to me, and at times I've loved God so much, I have felt guilty because it has definitely taken the place of the love I have for my husband. And I love Dustin with all my heart and my children. But God is so much more to me. That if whatever he would require me to do, if it would be my life, so be it. I would be as Esther. I understand when we talk about the Lord being our lover. And it's not, sometimes we think it's always about sex. That's not what it's about.
No.
That's right.
It's about he's the one who's been there at the nights when I cried.
Come on.
Right.
He's the one who's been there when I have felt so forsaken.
Right.
Where was anyone else?
Right.
He knows my deep and utmost hurts, my thoughts, things that I refuse to even say because they're so gross. Things that have happened to me that are so unpleasing and so disgusting. And I know what it is to love someone that you didn't even know existed. Therefore, Esther stood and she arose. She arose to the king. Esther's message for our life today is that the Lord We may not be as beautiful as in our face as Esther was, but we all can certainly have the true beauty of her spirit. Because her spirit came from God. Because her inner beauty comes from within. Our inner beauty and our character we portray. The beauty of our acceptance. Although Esther's parents died, we see in her no hint of bitterness. We see in Esther no resentment. It didn't spoil her beauty. Her life did not change the beauty of God, what God was doing in her. She accepted her circumstances with grace. The beauty of her character. Scholars describe Esther with words as of faithfulness, courageous, pious, which I didn't know what that means, so I looked it up, and it means showing reverence for deity and a devotion to divine worship. A wise and resolute. Resolute means marked by firm determination, bold and steady. Each of those references did any of that say she had beautiful hair? She had a beautiful face. Those were her inner character. That was things that was within her that we can't buy. That was nothing that was able to be purchased. The beauty of spirit. Clearly, Esther possesses the beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit, which we know is very precious in the sight of God. 1 Peter 3:4 says, rather let it be the hidden person of the heart with the incorruptible beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit, which is very precious in the sight of God. Amen. Esther exhibited a gracious, cautious, patient, and discreet spirit. We can all have the same beauty as Esther. We have to seek his face. We have to know the word. And we've got to worship the King of Kings. Right. And we have to sacrifice ourselves to get to that place. Yeah.